Hello students, you're welcome. I am Dr. Gijo Aibapri Hari. I have very interesting tips to share with you on how you can write your exams successfully. 12 tips to success in examination. Now we want to look at the first tip. The first tip is that you should ensure that you have your ID card, your calculator if necessary, and also biros, not just one, but at least two biros with you, and pencils and erasers in your go bag, so that when you're going to the examination hall, you can go with them. Or if you're not allowed to go with a bag, make sure you have them in your pocket when you're going to the examination hall. And the second tip is that you should prepare very early and be punctual to the venue of the examination hall. That will keep you at ease and in a positive mood, ready to write the exam successfully. If you arrive at the venue very late, you may begin to be anxious, and that anxiety may make you to lose concentration. So make sure you prepare very early and get to the venue very early. Then the third tip is that you should obey all instructions from your invigilators. Ensure that you obey all the instructions that are given to you by your invigilator. Then the fourth tip is that you should have a wristwatch or a stopwatch that you can use to time yourself while you're writing your exam to enable you finish early. Then the fifth tip is that you should write your matriculation number or registration number or examination number clearly. Some students have made the mistake of writing with their handwritings that may not be very good, and they just quickly write their registration numbers or their matriculation numbers without ensuring that they are clear enough for the examiners, their lecturers, to see. So make sure you take time to write your matriculation number clearly so that they can be seen and used to assess, to record your scores. And also write same in the inner pages, inside pages. There are spaces that are provided for you to write your matriculation number or examination number. So make sure you do that. And it is also very important that you are consistent with the registration number or the matriculation number you're using. Some students sometimes make the mistake of writing exams with their JAM registration numbers, for instance, in their tests and assignments and even in attendance, and then they eventually write their exams with their matriculation numbers instead of the reg number that they started with, and that could make you to lose your continuous assessment. So make sure you are consistent. If you started with your registration number, ensure that you continue with it throughout the semester so that you do not lose any aspect of your assessment. So make sure you do that. And also, when you receive your question papers, ensure that you read the instructions carefully. When the question papers are given to you, ensure that you read the instructions carefully. And if it is a computer-based exam too, there are instructions on the page that you're expected to read before starting. So do not hastily write your exams. Now, if your questions are essay questions, essay questions, you're expected to, particularly in the university, you're expected to choose from a number of questions. For instance, you may be asked 6 questions and you have the opportunity to choose 4. You may be instructed to choose 4 out of the 6 questions. If you have been given such instruction, ensure that you read the questions carefully. Read all the questions, and if they have sub-questions, look at the sub-questions to ensure that the questions you are choosing are the ones you are able to, you have the capacity or the ability to write very well. So tick them in their question paper. Tick the ones you want to write after reading through the questions. And you may also just number them in the sequence you want to answer them. Start with the one you know very well. Start with the one you feel you can answer very well, so that you will not miss writing it because of time, and That's starting with the question you know very well will also put you in a positive mood. Okay, to put you in a positive mood, you you'll be happy, and that morale you now have will enable you to write the remaining questions. So make sure you do that. If it's multiple choice questions, ensure that you read the choices, the options, so that all the options, so that you don't miss out. But because of time, if you're conversant or if you're sure of the option, you can go ahead to tick it. Then make sure you work with time. Remember, I told you should have a stopwatch. So make sure you keep checking your time while you're writing, so that you don't make the mistake of delaying or writing, spending too much time on some questions and not being able to write others, because you are expected to answer all the questions. Now, what if you uh, tried to answer some of the questions after writing the ones you know, and you actually do not know the answer? What are you expected to do? You can't remember the answer. You, I would advise that you read the questions over and over again, pause a bit, and also think about what you had been taught by a teacher. Cast your mind back to the classroom on that day when the lecturer taught you that particular subject or the topic. Try to remember what he or she said, and prayerfully think about the questions. You can have a silent prayer to ask God to help you remember, and you can eventually remember those questions. So basically, that's what you're expected to do while trying to answer the questions. And make sure you finish on time. Make sure you finish on time, and also proofread your answers. Proofread your answers after you had finished writing. Then the 10th point is that you should avoid examination malpractice. Any form of examination malpractice, very important. And examination malpractice involves peeping at someone's answers, exposing your answer for someone to copy, conversing with your colleague or your classmate in the exam hall, or worse, you copying from your phone or any other paper that you had prepared answers. That would jeopardize your entire efforts. So ensure that you avoid anything that involves examination malpractice, because if you do, you could be rusticated, and you could also incur other severe penalties. Then the 11th point is that you should ensure that you write your name in the attendance list. Don't forget to write your name in the examination attendance list and sign. If you're expected to sign in and out, ensure you do that correctly. And the 12th point is that you're expected to submit your answer booklet or answer sheets at the right place. Submit your answer booklets or your answer sheets appropriately, so that you do not miss out you do not lose your marks. Thank you very much for watching. Please keep watching more of my videos from my YouTube and TikTok channels.